The emergency meeting of the Galactic Council was the biggest in 50 years. Aliens from all over the galaxy had come to Nexus Prime Station. The great meeting hall was full of worried voices speaking in many different languages. Chairman Vexilon stood at the center of the room. His ancient eyes looked tired. Friends, we are here because we have learned something that changes everything we thought we knew about humans. Commander Lixandra walked to the front of the room. She looked nervous. Council members, 3 days ago I witnessed something impossible. A single human cargo ship defeated over 100 Kethmori warships and saved an entire world. The room filled with surprise sounds. Some aliens gasped. Others made clicking noises. A few laughed because they thought it was a joke. Velthari from the Aquilan Empire spoke up. Commander, that cannot be true. 1 cargo ship cannot fight. 100 warships. I have video recordings, Commander Lixandra said. I will show you what I saw. The lights went down, and a huge screen appeared in the air above the table. Everyone watched as the video showed the Sol Express fighting the Kethmori fleet. They saw the cargo ship change into a powerful battleship. They watched it destroy enemy after enemy, while protecting innocent people below. When the video ended, the room was completely quiet. No one knew what to say. Database analyst Keftul stood up slowly. His many eyes were blinking rapidly, which meant he was thinking very hard. I have been studying reports from all over the galaxy. What we just saw is not the only case. He pressed some buttons and new information appeared on screens around the room. In the last 6 months, pirate activity in 17 sectors has dropped to 0. In each case, the last thing anyone heard from the pirates was a message about demon ships that looked like human cargo vessels. More pictures appeared. They showed the wreckage of pirate ships floating in space. There were hundreds of destroyed raider vessels, all defeated by unknown attackers. The Kethmori used to control the void sectors, Keftul continued. Now they are almost extinct. The savage clans that terrorize the Outer Rim are gone. The Void Reapers who attacked mining ships have disappeared. Counselor Tavara leaned forward. Are you saying that humans have been fighting a secret war against all the pirates in the galaxy? Not fighting a war, Keftul said. Winning a war, and they did it while pretending to be simple merchants. The doors to the meeting hall opened, and several humans walked in. Captain Park was there along with other human captains. There was Captain Seung Jin-oh from the Incheon Navigator, Captain Bo-Ra Kang from the Daegu Wanderer, and Captain Dong-Su Han from the Sol Express. Chairman Vexilon looked at them with his old, wise eyes. Captain Han, we just watched video of your ship destroying a Kethmori invasion fleet. We thought you were a merchant, but you fought like a warrior. Captain Han bowed politely. I am a merchant, Chairman. I was making a delivery to the Marathi colony when the pirates tried to stop me. But your ship had weapons that could destroy. 100 warships, Commander Lixandra said. Cargo ships do not have weapons like that. Captain Park stepped forward. Counselors, may we speak freely? Please do, Chairman Vexilon said. Captain Park looked around the room at all the alien faces. You are right. Our ships are not ordinary cargo vessels. Every human merchant ship is also a warship. The aliens started talking all at once. Their voices filled the room like a storm. Captain O raised his hand, and slowly the room became quiet. We learned long ago that if you want to protect something, you do not ask someone else to do it. You do it yourself. Engineering specialist Yul Nara from the Council's technical department stood up. Captain, I have studied the design of human ships. How do you hide so many weapons in a cargo vessel? Captain Kang smiled. Our engineers are very clever. Cargo holds that can become weapon bays, living quarters that turn into command centers, engines that look normal but can outrun any military ship in the galaxy. But why? Asked Quindal from Zephyr. Why pretend to be merchants when you are really warriors? Captain Han answered this question. Because we are merchants. We want to trade and make friends with other species. But we also know that the galaxy has dangerous places and bad people, so we made sure we could protect ourselves and others. Velthari looked confused. Others? You mean you protect alien ships too? Of course, Captain Park said. When we see pirates attacking anyone, we stop them. It does not matter if they are attacking humans or aliens. Pirates are bad for everyone's business. Chairman Vexilon was quiet for a long time. Then he asked, "How many human ships are there like this?" "All of them," Captain O said simply. "Every human merchant vessel is a peacekeeper-class warship. We have been keeping the shipping lanes safe for years." The room was silent again. The aliens were starting to understand something incredible. Humans had been protecting the entire galaxy, while pretending to be simple traders. Database analyst Keftel pulled up more information. "According to my research, galactic shipping losses have dropped by 90% since humans started trading in deep space. Pirate attacks are almost extinct. Insurance costs have gone down. Trade between worlds has increased. You have been making the galaxy safer for everyone," Chairman Vexilon said. "But you never asked for credit or payment." Captain Park shrugged. "Safe trade routes are good for our business too. When other species can trade safely, they have more money to buy things from Earth." Counselor Tavara looked at the human captains with new respect. "All this time we thought you were foolish for traveling without escorts. But you were the escorts, not escorts," Captain Kang corrected. "Guardians. We guard the peace so that everyone can trade freely." Council Intelligence Director Zephron had been quiet during most of the meeting. Now he spoke. "Captains, your secret is out now. What will you do?" The human captains looked at each other. Captain Park spoke for all of them. "The same thing we have always done. We will continue to trade and deliver cargo. If we meet pirates or other bad people along the way, we will deal with them. But now everyone will know that human cargo ships are really warships," Commander Lixandra said. Captain Han smiled. "That might actually be better. Maybe the remaining pirates will be smart enough to stay away from shipping lanes when they know we are watching." Chairman Vexilon stood up slowly. His ancient bones made soft creaking sounds. "Council members, we have learned something amazing today. Humanity has been keeping the peace in our galaxy without asking for anything in return. They have saved countless lives and protected trade for everyone." He looked at the human captains. "What can the Council do to thank you?" Captain Park thought about this question. "Just let us keep doing our jobs. We like being merchants. We like traveling to new worlds and meeting new people. We like bringing Earth's goods to alien markets and taking alien goods back to Earth." "And if you meet more pirates?" asked Velthari. All the human captains smiled at the same time. "We will handle them," Captain O said. "It is what we do." As the meeting ended, the alien council members realized they had been living under the protection of human guardians without even knowing it. The galaxy was safer because ordinary human merchants had decided to be extraordinary protectors. The humans asked for nothing in return, except the right to continue trading peacefully among the stars. They were merchants who chose to be warriors when necessary, and they were very good at both jobs. Outside the meeting hall windows, more human cargo ships could be seen arriving at Nexus Prime Station. They looked ordinary and peaceful, but now everyone knew the truth. Each one was a guardian angel disguised as a simple merchant vessel. The galaxy would never look the same again. Council Intelligence Director Zephron sat in his dark office, looking at the data on his computer screen. The information came from the only Kethmori ship that had escaped from the battle 3 days ago. What he read made no sense at all. Zephron was an Exari, which meant his people were very good at solving puzzles and finding the truth. His gray skin had patterns of blue lines that glowed when he was thinking hard. Right now, the lines were very bright. "This cannot be right," he said to himself. He read the report again. According to War Chieftain Grixnoth, a single human cargo ship had destroyed 11 Kethmori war vessels. The human ship had weapons that should not exist on a merchant vessel. It moved in ways that were impossible for a cargo ship. The whole thing sounded crazy. But Zephron knew that Grixnoth was not a liar. The War Chieftain was evil and cruel, but he was also smart and careful. If he said something happened, it probably did happen. Zephron pressed a button on his desk. "Send in Commander Lixandra." The door opened and a tall alien walked in. Commander Lixandra was a Valdorian, one of the most advanced species in the galaxy. Her people had blue-green skin and large eyes that could see things other species could not see. She was the captain of the Eternal Vigilance, the Council's best spy ship. "You wanted to see me, Director?" she asked. Zephyron turned his screen so she could read it. "What do you think of this report?" Commander Lixandra read quietly for a few minutes. Her large eyes grew even larger as she read. "This says that a human cargo ship defeated an entire Kethmori raider fleet." "That is what it says," Zephyron agreed. "I want you to investigate. Take the Eternal Vigilance and find out what really happened." "Where should I look?" "The humans have shipping routes through the Tau Ceti system. Start there, but be careful. If this report is true, human ships might be more dangerous than we thought." Commander Lixandra saluted. "I will find the truth, Director." 2 days later, the Eternal Vigilance was flying through space near the Tau Ceti system. The ship was designed to be invisible. It had special shields that bent light around it, making it impossible to see. It also made no sound and gave off no heat that other ships could detect. Commander Lixandra sat on the bridge with her crew. Chief Science Officer Nilthara was studying her instruments. "Commander, I am detecting a human ship in this system." "Just one ship?" Commander Lixandra asked. "Yes. It is a cargo vessel called the Soul Express. But there is something else. I am also detecting many other ships. They are Kethmori raiders." Commander Lixandra looked at the main screen. "How many raiders?" "At least 30 ships. Maybe more. They are surrounding a small planet where the Marathi people have a colony. The Marathi were a peaceful species that looked like tall, thin humans with silver skin. They were farmers and artists, not fighters. If the Kethmori attacked their colony, thousands of innocent people would die." "What is the human ship doing?" Commander Lixandra asked. "It appears to be flying toward the raiders," Nilthara said. She sounded confused. "Commander, that makes no sense. One cargo ship cannot fight 30 warships." On the screen, they could see the Soul Express moving toward the Kethmori fleet. The human ship looked small and helpless next to the big, dark raider vessels. "Can we hear their communications?" Commander Lixandra asked. "Yes, Commander." Nilthara adjusted her controls. A human voice came through the speakers. It was calm and steady, just like Captain Park's voice had been at the council meeting. "This is Captain Dongsu Han of the Soul Express. Kethmori fleet, you will leave this system immediately." Terrible laughter came from the Kethmori ships. "Human fool," a rough voice said. "I am Overlord Vashkren. I have come to take this world for myself. Your little cargo ship cannot stop me." "I am asking you one more time," Captain Han said. "Leave now, or I will make you leave." More laughter from the raiders. "You in what army, human?" Captain Han's voice was still calm when he answered, "I do not need an army." Suddenly, the Soul Express began to change. Just like the Busan's Pride had done, hidden panels opened all over the ship. Weapons appeared from places where there should have been only cargo holds. The ship's engines glowed brighter and shields formed around it like blue fire. But this time was different. The Soul Express had even more weapons than the Busan's Pride. It was bigger too, and it moved through space like it was alive. "Impossible," Nilthara whispered. "That cargo ship has enough weapons to fight a battle fleet." The Soul Express attacked the Kethmori raiders with incredible speed. It spun and danced through space, firing its weapons with perfect aim. Each shot hit exactly where Captain Han wanted it to hit. The raiders fired back, but they could not hit the human ship. Captain Han flew the Soul Express between their shots like he could see the future. The cargo ship moved in ways that should have been impossible. It could turn faster than a fighter ship and accelerate quicker than a racing ship. "How is he doing that?" Commander Lixandra asked. "No ship that size should be able to move like that." "I do not know," Nilthara said. "The laws of physics say it should be impossible. But I am watching it happen." The battle was amazing to watch. The Soul Express fought 30 Kethmori ships and was winning. It destroyed some raiders and disabled others. All the time it protected the Marathi colony below. Then something even more incredible happened. More Kethmori ships appeared from hyperspace. Overlord Vashkrin had brought reinforcements. Now there were over 100 raider ships in the system. Commander Lixandra felt sorry for the human captain. He fought well, but now he is outnumbered too badly. We should call for help. But Captain Han did not seem worried. His voice came over the radio again. Seoul Express to Marathi Colony Control. Please move all your people to the underground shelters. I am going to Protocol 7. What is Protocol 7? Neil Thara asked. They found out quickly. The Seoul Express stopped moving for a moment. Then it began to change again. But this time the changes were incredible. The cargo ship grew bigger. Parts of it unfolded like a flower opening. Weapons appeared everywhere. On top, on the sides, underneath. The engines became brighter than stars. Energy fields surrounded the ship like lightning. By the Ancient Ones, Commander Lixandra whispered. That is not a cargo ship. That is a battleship disguised as a cargo ship. The transformed Seoul Express was beautiful and terrible at the same time. It looked like a warrior from the old stories, powerful and dangerous, but fighting to protect innocent people. Captain Han spoke again. Overlord Vashkrin, this is your final warning. Leave this system now. The Kethmori overlord screamed with, Purge not attack, all ships attack, destroy that human demon. 100 Kethmori ships opened fire at the same time. The space around the Seoul Express filled with deadly energy beams and missiles. But the human ship's shields were too strong. The attacks bounced off like raindrops hitting a mountain. Then Captain Han began to fight back. The Seoul Express moved through the enemy fleet like a sword cutting through paper. Its weapons fired constantly and every shot found its target. Kethmori ships exploded or spun away, damaged and helpless. The battle lasted for 2 hours. When it was over, the entire Kethmori invasion fleet was destroyed or scattered. Overlord Vashkrin's ship limped away into hyperspace, badly damaged and defeated. The Seoul Express slowly changed back to its normal shape. It looked like a simple cargo ship again. Captain Han sent a message to the Marathi colony. The danger is over. You can come out of the shelters now. Commander Lixandra and her crew sat in shocked silence. They had watched one human merchant ship defeat an entire invasion fleet and save a world full of innocent people. Commander, Neil Thara said quietly, I think we need to tell the council what we have seen. Yes, Commander Lixandra agreed. But who will believe us? As they watched, the Seoul Express began to fly away from the Tau Ceti system. On its side, they could see words painted in Earth letters. Seoul Express, Cargo and Freight Services. Commander, Lixandra realized that humans did not need escorts because they were the escorts. Every human merchant ship was actually a protector, keeping the galaxy safe while pretending to be simple traders. The question was, how many more secrets did the humans have? 3 days after leaving Nexus Prime, the Busan's Pride was flying through the dark space of the void sectors. Captain Park sat in his command chair, drinking coffee from a metal cup. The bridge was small and simple, with just enough room for 5 people to work. So young Kim sat at the navigation station. She was young, maybe 25 years old, with short black hair and quick hands that danced over her controls. Captain, we are right on schedule, she reported. We should reach the Kepler system in 6 hours. Good, Captain Park said. He looked relaxed, but his eyes were always watching the screens around him. At the weapons station, Min-Ho Lee was checking his instruments. He was a big man with strong arms and a serious face. He had been a soldier before he became a merchant crew member. All systems are working fine, Captain, he said. In the engine room, Ji-Eun Choi was making sure everything ran smoothly. She was small but very smart, and she knew every pipe and wire in the ship. Her voice came through the speaker. Engines are happy, Captain. We could go faster if you want. Tae-Hyun Yoon was at the communication station. He was the youngest crew member, only 22 years old, but he could speak 12 different alien languages. Space is quiet, Captain. No messages from anyone. Captain Park nodded and took another sip of his coffee. This was how he liked it, peaceful and quiet. But he knew that traveling through the void sectors was never safe for long. Suddenly, red lights started flashing on all the screens. An alarm made a soft beeping sound. "Contact," So Young said. Her voice was still calm, but her fingers moved faster on her controls. 12 ships coming out of hyperspace. They are big ones. Captain Park set down his coffee cup and looked at the main screen. 12 dark ships appeared in space around them. They were long and ugly, with spikes sticking out from their sides. Each ship had red lights that looked like angry eyes. "Kethmori, Raiders," Minho said. He did not sound worried. "The lead ship is big enough to be a war chieftain's vessel." The communication system made a crackling sound, and then a terrible voice filled the bridge. It sounded like rocks grinding together, mixed with the growl of a wild animal. "Human ship. This is War Chieftain Grixnoth of the Kethmori Raider Fleet. You will stop your engines and prepare to be boarded. Your cargo now belongs to us." Tae-hyun looked at Captain Park. "Should I answer them, sir?" Captain Park stood up slowly and straightened his uniform. "Yes, put me on the main channel." Tae-hyun pressed some buttons. "You are connected, Captain." Captain Park's voice was calm and polite when he spoke. "This is Captain Park of the merchant vessel Busan's Pride. War Chieftain Grixnoth, you have 10 seconds to withdraw from this sector." The bridge was quiet for a moment. Then Grixnoth's terrible laugh filled the air. 10 seconds? Human, are you crazy? We have 12 warships. You have one small cargo vessel. Surrender now and maybe we will let some of your crew live." Captain Park looked at his crew. So Young was already changing their course to give them room to move. Minho's hands were moving over his control panel. Ji-yoon's voice came from the engine room. "Ready for anything, Captain." Tae-hyun was recording everything and sending messages to other human ships in the area. "Time is up," Captain Park said into the communications system. "You were warned." He sat back down in his command chair and spoke to his crew in Korean. "Standard protocol, everyone. Let us show them what a human merchant ship can do." Minho pressed a series of buttons on his panel. Suddenly, the peaceful cargo ship changed. Hidden panels opened all along the sides of the Busan's Pride. Weapons appeared where there had been nothing before. The ship's shields came online with a blue glow that surrounded them like armor. On the Kethmori ship's alarm started screaming. Grixnoth's voice was not laughing anymore. "What is this? Cargo ships do not have weapons like that." The Busan's Pride moved like a dancer through space. So Young made the ship turn and spin in ways that should have been impossible for a cargo vessel. The heavy ship moved as if it weighed nothing at all. Minho fired the first shot. A beam of bright energy hit one of the Kethmori ships. The raider vessel's shields flashed and died. The ship started spinning out of control. "Impossible!" Grixnoth roared. "All ships attack! Destroy them!" The 12 Kethmori ships began firing their weapons. Red and orange beams filled the space around the Busan's Pride. But So Young was too good at flying, and the human ship danced between the shots like a leaf in the wind. Minho fired again and again. Each shot from the Busan's Pride hit exactly where he aimed. The Kethmori ships were bigger and stronger, but they were also slower and clumsier. Ji-yoon's voice came from the engine room. "Engines at full power, Captain. We can keep this up all day." The battle moved through space like a deadly dance. The Kethmori ships tried to surround the human vessel, but the Busan's Pride was always one step ahead of them. It would appear behind one ship, fire its weapons, and then disappear before the raiders could react. One by one, the Kethmori ships were disabled or destroyed. Some lost their weapons. Some lost their engines. Some just exploded in bright flashes of light. Grixnoth's ship was the biggest and strongest, but even he could not hit the dancing human ship. "How are you doing this?" he screamed over the radio. "What kind of cargo ship are you?" Captain Park answered in his calm voice. "We are exactly what we said we are. A merchant vessel making a delivery." Another Kethmori ship exploded, then another. The raiders were some of the most feared pirates in the galaxy, but they were losing badly to a single human cargo ship. "This is not possible," Grixnoth said. His voice was full of fear now. "My ships are the strongest in the void sectors. We have never been defeated. There is a first time for everything, Captain Park said. The battle lasted exactly 4 minutes and 37 seconds. When it was over, 11 Kethmori ships were floating in space like broken toys. Some were completely destroyed. Others were badly damaged and could not fight anymore. Only Grixnoth's ship was still working, but barely. Smoke was coming from its engines and many of its weapons were not working. "This is impossible," the war chieftain whispered. "What are you?" "We are merchants," Captain Park said. "We have cargo to deliver and people counting on us. We do not have time for pirates." Grixnoth's ship started to fly away as fast as it could. As it left, they could hear the war chieftain sending messages to other pirates. "Stay away from the human ships. They are not what they seem. They are demons. Demons!" Captain Park watched the last raider ship disappear into hyperspace. Then he turned to his crew. All the hidden weapons closed up and disappeared. The ship looked like a simple cargo vessel. "Again, good work, everyone," he said. "So Young, how is our schedule?" So Young checked her instruments. "We are still on time, Captain. The fight only took a few minutes." "Excellent," Captain Park said. He picked up his coffee cup and took a sip. The coffee was still warm. "Tae-hyun, please send a message to Kepler Station. Tell them we will arrive as planned." "Yes, sir." Tae-hyun said. Min-ho was putting his weapons back on standby mode. "Captain, should we report this fight to the Galactic Council?" Captain Park thought about this for a moment. No need. It was just a small problem. Nothing worth bothering the Council about. Jion's voice came from the engine room. "All systems are normal, Captain. Ready to continue our journey." The Busan's Pride continued flying through space toward the Kepler system. Behind them, the wreckage of the Kethmori fleet floated in the darkness. In a few hours, other ships would find the destroyed raiders and wonder what had happened. But Captain Park and his crew were not thinking about that. They had a delivery to make and customers were waiting for their cargo. That was what mattered to them. As they flew away, Captain Park made a note in the ship's log. "Minor delay due to pirates. Problem resolved. Continuing to destination." It had been just another normal day of being a merchant in space. The giant meeting room on Nexus Prime Station was filled with worried voices. Beings from 12 different worlds sat around a crystal table that glowed with soft blue light. Each alien looked different from the others. Some had scales, some had fur, and some looked like living rocks. But today they all shared the same feeling: fear. Velthari from the Aquilan Empire stood up. Her bird-like feathers were bright gold, and her sharp eyes looked at everyone in the room. She pressed a button, and pictures appeared in the air above the table. The pictures showed spaceships and numbers that made everyone gasp. "Look at these reports," Velthari said. Her voice was high and musical, like wind chimes. "Human merchant, ships are traveling through the most dangerous parts of space. They carry the most valuable things in the galaxy. But they always say no when we offer to send our warships to protect them." The pictures showed red zones on a map of space. These were the void sectors, where the terrible Kethmori pirates lived. The pirates were known for being cruel and strong. They attacked any ship that came near their territory. No one had ever escaped from them. "The humans are crazy," said Quindal, the delegate from Zephyr. His blue skin was darker than usual, which meant he was upset. "They take their small cargo ships into pirate space with no protection at all." Counselor Tavara nodded. She was from the Hegemony, a group of worlds that valued order above everything else. Her gray skin looked like smooth stone. "We must make a new law. All human ships must travel with our military escorts. We cannot let them die in the void sectors." "But why do they refuse help?" asked another council member. This was Keftul, who looked like a giant insect with many eyes. "Their ships carry earth spices that are worth more than gold. They have medicines that can save lives. If we lose these things, many worlds will suffer." The room filled with worried chatter. Every alien there knew how important human trade was. Humans had joined the Galactic Council only 50 years ago. But their planet Earth had amazing things that no other world could make. Their food was delicious, their art was beautiful, and their medicine could cure diseases that had killed aliens for thousands of years. Maybe they are just too proud, suggested Velthari. Humans are still new to space travel. They might not understand how dangerous it really is. Before anyone could answer, the doors to the meeting room opened with a soft whoosh. A human walked in and everyone turned to look at him. Captain Hyunwoo Park was not very tall, but he walked with confidence. His hair was black with some gray streaks, and his face had lines that showed he had lived through many adventures. He wore a simple blue uniform with the Earth symbol on his chest. "Captain Park," said Council Chairman Vexilon. The chairman was very old and very wise. His people, the Eldari, lived for thousands of years. His skin was pale purple, and his eyes glowed with soft silver light. "Thank you for coming. We need to talk about your people's shipping routes." Captain Park sat down in the chair that was made for humans. It looked small next to the huge seats made for other aliens. "I am happy to help," he said. His voice was calm and steady. Velthari made the pictures appear again. "Captain, these maps show that human ships travel through the most dangerous parts of space. The Kethmori pirates attack everything that moves in these areas. We want to send our best warships to protect your cargo vessels." Captain Park looked at the pictures for a long time. His face did not change. "We appreciate your offer," he said finally, "but we will manage on our own." The aliens in the room made surprised sounds. Some gasped, some clicked their tongues, and some made noises that humans could not understand. "Captain Park," said Tavara, "you must understand. The Kethmori are not like other pirates. They are monsters. They have destroyed entire fleets. Their leader, War Chieftain Grixanath, has never lost a battle." "I understand," Captain Park said. He did not look scared at all. Quindal leaned forward. "Then why do you refuse our help? Our ships have the best weapons and shields in the galaxy. We can keep your cargo safe." Captain Park smiled a little. "Your ships are very good, but we have our own ways of dealing with problems." "What ways?" asked Keftul. "Your merchant ships have no weapons. We have seen them. They look like simple cargo vessels." "They are cargo vessels," Captain Park agreed. The room was quiet for a moment. Then Velthari spoke again. "Captain, please think about this. If we lose human trade ships, it will be bad for everyone. The Marathi colonies need your medicine. The Valdorian worlds love your music and art. The farming planets buy your seeds and tools. Without human goods, many worlds will have problems." Captain Park nodded. "I know our trade is important. That is why we work hard to make sure our ships reach their destinations." Chairman Vexilon studied the human captain with his ancient eyes. "Captain Park, help us understand. Why are humans so confident? What do you know that we do not know?" For the first time, Captain Park's smile got bigger. "We know that the galaxy is a dangerous place. We learned that lesson a long time ago, but we also learned that the best way to protect something is to be ready for trouble yourself." "But how can you be ready with just cargo ships?" asked Tavara. Captain Park stood up. "With respect, Counselor, that is our business. We thank you for your concern, but Earth's merchant fleet will continue to operate as we always have." The aliens looked at each other. They did not understand how humans could be so calm about traveling through pirate-filled space. "We could make it a law," Tavara said quietly to the other council members. "Force them to accept escorts," Captain Park heard her. "You could try," he said, "but we would probably just find other trade routes. There are many paths through space." This made the council members even more worried. Losing human trade would hurt the entire galaxy's economy. Chairman Vexilon raised one of his long, thin hands. "Captain Park, we will not force you to do anything, but please promise us you will be careful." "We are always careful," Captain Park said. He bowed slightly, which was a human way of showing respect. "If there is nothing else, I should get back to my ship. We have a delivery to make in the Outer Rim." The aliens watched as Captain Park walked out of the room. Through the big windows, they could see his ship, the Busan's Pride, floating in space near the station. It looked like any other cargo vessel. long and boxy, with big storage areas and simple engines. After the human left, the council members sat in silence for a long time. "I do not understand humans," Velthari said finally. "None of us do." "Agreed," Chairman Vexilon. "But perhaps that is what makes them so interesting." Outside, the Busan's Pride started its engines and disappeared into hyperspace, heading for the dangerous Outer Rim territories. The council members could only hope that Captain Park knew what he was doing. 6 months had passed since the Galactic Council learned the truth about human merchant ships. The galaxy was a very different place now. Captain Jae-min Ryu of the cargo ship Gwangju Fortune walked through the hallways of Nexus Prime Station, carrying a small briefcase. People stopped to look at him as he passed. Some aliens bowed respectfully. Others smiled and waved. A few young aliens asked for his autograph. Captain Ryu was polite to everyone, but he still felt strange about all the attention. He arrived at the council meeting room, where Chairman Vexilon was waiting for him. The old alien leader looked much happier than he had 6 months ago. "Captain Ryu, welcome back to Nexus Prime," Chairman Vexilon said. "How was your trip to the Andromeda Spiral?" Captain Ryu sat down and opened his briefcase. Inside were samples of goods from the far galaxy. Beautiful crystals, strange metals, and small containers of spices that smelled like flowers from a dream. "Very successful, Chairman. The Andromedans are interested in Earth's music and art. They want to start regular trade with us." Chairman Vexilon picked up one of the crystals and held it up to the light. It sparkled with colors that had no names. "Amazing. No council ship has ever traveled that far. How did you manage to reach Andromeda safely?" Captain Ryu smiled. "The same way we always do, carefully and with good preparation." What he did not say was that the journey to Andromeda had been full of dangers. His ship had fought off 3 different groups of space pirates, helped rescue survivors from a crashed alien ship, and stopped a war between 2 species that had never seen humans before. But to Captain Ryu, these were just normal parts of being a merchant in space. He did not think they were worth talking about. "Tell me," Chairman Vexilon said, "how do the people in Andromeda feel about humans?" "They like us," Captain Ryu said. "At first they were worried because we were strangers from far away. But when some space raiders tried to attack their worlds, we helped stop them. Now they call us the Guardian Merchants from the small galaxy." Chairman Vexilon nodded. This was exactly what he had expected. Wherever humans went, they made friends by protecting people and trading fairly. "Captain, I have some good news for you. The Council has passed new laws about human ships." He handed Captain Ryu an official document. It was written on special paper that glowed with soft blue light. "All human vessels are now classified as Peacekeeper class," Chairman Vexilon explained. "You have unlimited passage through Council space. You can go anywhere you want, and no one will try to stop you or search your ships." Captain Ryu read the document carefully. "This is very generous, Chairman, but we do not need special treatment. We are happy to follow the same rules as everyone else." "You do not understand," Chairman Vexilon said. "These new laws are not just about being generous. They are about being smart." He pressed a button on his desk, and pictures appeared in the air above them. The pictures showed shipping lanes all across the galaxy. Green lines showed where trade was flowing smoothly. There were green lines everywhere. 6 months ago, these pictures would have been mostly red, Chairman Vexilon explained. Red meant dangerous areas where pirates attacked merchant ships. Now almost everything is green, safe trade routes everywhere. More pictures appeared. These showed alien merchant ships traveling through space without any military escorts. The ships looked confident and peaceful. Alien merchants no longer need to pay for expensive military protection, Chairman Vexilon continued. They know that somewhere in the darkness a human cargo ship is watching over the trade routes. Shipping costs have gone down. Trade between worlds has increased by 400%. Captain Ryu looked at the pictures with interest. "That is good for everyone." "Yes, it is. But do you know what the best part is?" Chairman Vexilon asked. "What?" "The Keth Mori pirates are extinct. The savage clans have surrendered and asked to become honest traders. The Void Reapers sent us a message, saying they want to retire and become farmers. Captain Ryu laughed. Farmers? The Void Reapers want to become farmers? It is true, Chairman Vexilon said. They said that fighting human merchants was too dangerous and too expensive. They decided it would be safer to grow food instead of stealing it. The two of them sat quietly for a moment, looking at the pictures of the peaceful galaxy. Chairman, Captain Ryu said, may I ask you something? Of course. Why did the Council decide to trust us? 6 months ago, you wanted to force us to travel with escorts. Now you are giving us complete freedom. Chairman Vexilon was quiet for a long time before he answered. Captain, in my species, we live for thousands of years. I have seen many different kinds of people. Some use their strength to hurt others. Some use their strength to help themselves. But humans use their strength to help everyone. He pointed to the pictures of the safe shipping lanes. You could have used your powerful ships to conquer worlds and build an empire. Instead, you used them to protect trade and keep the peace. You could have demanded payment for your protection. Instead, you did it for free because it was the right thing to do. Captain Ryu felt embarrassed by the praise. We are just merchants, Chairman. We want to do good business, and good business requires safe trade routes. Maybe that is true, Chairman Vexilon said. But I think there is more to it than that. Humans have something that many species have lost: honor. Before Captain Ryu could respond, the door opened and Captain Park walked in. The older man looked exactly the same as he had 6 months ago, calm and confident. Chairman, Captain Ryu, he said with a polite bow. I hope I am not interrupting. Not at all, Captain Park, Chairman Vexilon said. Please sit down. How is the Busan's pride? Working well, thank you, Captain Park said as he sat down. We just finished a cargo run to the Vega system. The trip was very quiet and peaceful. Captain, Ryu and Chairman Vexilon both smiled. They knew that quiet and peaceful probably meant that Captain Park had scared away some pirates just by being there. Captain Park, Chairman Vexilon said, I want to thank you again for what humans have done for the galaxy. Captain Park looked puzzled. We have not done anything special, Chairman. We just deliver our cargo and try to avoid trouble. And when trouble finds you anyway? Captain Ryu asked with a grin. Captain Park shrugged. Then we deal with it quickly and continue with our deliveries. Our customers are waiting for their goods. Chairman Vexilon shook his head in amazement. Even now, after everything that had happened, humans still thought of themselves as simple merchants. They had no idea how much they had changed the galaxy. Captains, he said, there is something I want you to know. Before humans joined the Council, we had a saying, the galaxy is dark and full of dangers. Now we have a new saying. The galaxy is safe because the Guardians are watching. Guardians? Captain Park asked. Human merchants, Chairman Vexilon explained. Every alien child in the galaxy knows that when they see a human cargo ship, they are safe. Pirates run away. Criminals hide. Bad people find somewhere else to go. Captain Ryu and Captain Park looked at each other. They had never thought about their work that way. We are just doing our jobs, Captain Park said. Yes, Chairman Vexilon agreed. But your job is keeping the galaxy safe for everyone. And you do it very, very well. As the meeting ended, the three of them stood by the big windows and looked out at space. Dozens of ships were coming and going from Nexus Prime Station. Alien merchants were arriving with goods from distant worlds. Families were traveling to visit relatives on other planets. Scientists were heading out to explore new star systems. All of them were traveling safely because they knew that human guardian merchants were watching over the trade routes. Look at that, Chairman Vexilon said, pointing to a small alien ship. That is a family from Rigel taking their children to see the crystal caves of Altair. A year ago, that trip would have been too dangerous. Now it is as safe as traveling in their own system. Captain Park watched the family ship fly away into hyperspace. I am glad they can travel safely. They can travel safely because of you and your people, Chairman Vexilon said. Human merchants chose to be protectors. You chose to make the galaxy a better place. As Captain Park and Captain Ryu prepared to leave, Chairman Vexilon gave them one final message. When you see other human captains, please tell them something for me. Tell them that the galaxy is grateful. Tell them that children sleep safely at night because they know human merchants are keeping watch. Tell them that they have given the greatest gift possible: peace. The two human captains bowed respectfully and left the meeting room. Soon, they would return to their ships and continue their never-ending journeys through space, carrying cargo and keeping the peace. Outside the station, the Busan's Pride and the Guangzhou Fortune prepared to depart for different parts of the galaxy. They looked like ordinary cargo ships, but everyone now knew the truth. They were guardian angels with cargo holds, and the galaxy was safe in their hands. As the ships disappeared into hyperspace, Chairman Vexilon made a note in the official council records. Recommendation confirmed: when humans offer to handle a situation themselves, always let them. The galaxy had learned that some protectors wore uniforms and carried badges, but the best protectors wore merchant clothes and carried shipping manifests, and they kept the peace one cargo delivery at a time.